They slither silently through forests, deserts, rivers, and even cities. Feared by many, misunderstood by most, snakes have fascinated humans for thousands of years. But beneath their cold-blooded exterior lies a world of complex behavior, survival tactics, and evolutionary brilliance. In this episode, we dive deep into the hidden world of snake behavior. From their hunting techniques to how they communicate, reproduce, and even show signs of intelligence. Whether you love them or fear them, you'll never see snakes the same way again. Snakes are reptiles, cold-blooded animals that belong to the order Squamata, and they're closely related to lizards. But unlike most reptiles, snakes have evolved to live without limbs. That simple fact has shaped their behavior in profound ways. Because they don't have arms or legs, snakes rely heavily on their muscles, scales, and skeletons to move. They use several types of locomotion, like lateral undulation, concertina movement, sidewinding, and rectilinear crawling, each adapted to different environments. Each type of movement allows them to thrive in environments that range from sandy deserts to dense rainforests, from underground burrows to high tree canopies. This versatility is part of what has made snakes such successful survivors on almost every continent. All snakes are carnivorous. That means they eat other animals, ranging from insects and frogs to birds, mammals, and even other snakes. Some snakes, like vipers and cobras, use venom to immobilize or kill their prey. Their venom is delivered through specially adapted fangs, and its potency can vary widely depending on the species and its evolutionary needs. Others, like boas and pythons, rely on constriction, wrapping their muscular bodies around the victim and squeezing until it's contrary to popular belief. Constrictors don't crush bones. Instead, they cut off blood flow, leading to unconsciousness within seconds. And here's something surprising. Snakes don't chew their food. Instead, they swallow it whole. Their jaws can stretch and dislocate thanks to extremely flexible ligaments that allow them to consume prey several times wider than their heads. After a big meal, a snake may not eat again for weeks, or even months, depending on its size, species, and environment. Their slow metabolism allows them to survive long stretches without food, a major advantage in the wild. To survive, snakes rely on highly tuned senses, and some of them are downright otherworldly. Many snakes can sense heat through special pits near their nostrils, allowing them to detect warm-blooded prey in complete darkness. This ability, called infrared sensing, is most developed in pit vipers, boas, and pythons. Snakes don't have external ears, but they aren't deaf. They can sense vibrations through the ground, which travel through their bones and into their inner ear. This allows them to hear footsteps or approaching animals long before they can see them. And perhaps most famously, snakes use their forked tongues to taste the air. The tongue collects microscopic scent particles and delivers them to the Jacobson S organ, a highly sensitive structure in the roof of the mouth that helps them track prey, mates, and even predators. This sense, known as chemoreception, is incredibly precise, allowing snakes to follow trails with remarkable accuracy, even if the scent is hours or days old. Not all snakes are hunters. Many are prey, and they've evolved a variety of defenses to survive. Some rely on camouflage, blending perfectly into their environment to avoid detection. Their color, pattern, and even body shape help them stay hidden from both predators and prey. Others adopt defensive postures. The cobra flares its hood to appear larger and more threatening. Rattlesnakes shake their tails to produce a warning sound. Puff adders hiss loudly, mimicking the sound of escaping steam. And some, like the hognose snake, take it to the extreme, playing dead, rolling over, and even releasing a foul-smelling odor to mimic the scent of decay. It's a dramatic act, but surprisingly effective. There's also mimicry. Some harmless snakes, like the milk snake or king snake, mimic the coloration of venomous species like the coral snake. This strategy, known as Batesian mimicry, tricks predators into thinking they're more dangerous than they really are. The circle of life continues. Even for snakes, most snakes reproduce by laying eggs. though some species give live birth. This adaptation is especially common in colder climates where eggs would have trouble surviving in the soil. Male snakes track females using pheromones, chemical signals left behind on the ground. During mating season, competition can be fierce. In some species, dozens of males may compete for a single female, forming what's known as a mating ball. After mating, some species lay their eggs and move on. But others, like pythons, show remarkable parental care. A female python may coil around her eggs for weeks, protecting them from predators and using muscle contractions to generate heat, a process known as thermogenesis. Once the eggs hatch or the young are born, the juveniles are usually on their own. In most snake species, there is little to no parental care after birth. Are snakes solitary creatures? For the most part, yes. But that's not the full story. During brumation, a period of dormancy similar to hibernation, many snakes gather in communal dens to share body heat and protect themselves from freezing temperatures. These dens can contain dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of individuals. And recent studies suggest snakes may not be as social as once thought. Some species show signs of social recognition, choosing to associate with familiar individuals rather than strangers. There's even evidence that certain species engage in learning behaviors. For example, some snakes have been observed solving simple mazes or remembering the location of prey. While their intelligence differs from that of mammals or birds, it challenges the outdated notion that reptiles are driven solely by instinct. Snakes have always evoked strong reactions in humans, from awe to terror. In ancient cultures, snakes were symbols of power, wisdom, and transformation. The Egyptian cobra was worn by pharaohs as a sign of divine authority. In Hindu mythology, snakes represent rebirth and fertility. The medical symbol of the rod of Asclepius, a snake wrapped around a staff, represents healing. Yet despite their symbolic significance, snakes have often been feared, hunted, and killed. In many parts of the world, they are still seen as dangerous pests or evil omens. But snakes play a vital role in ecosystems. They help control populations of rodents and insects, keeping the balance in check. Without snakes, pest populations could explode, damaging crops and spreading disease. Venomous snakes, in particular, have made major contributions to science and medicine. Their venom is being studied for treatments for heart attacks, strokes, chronic pain, and even cancer. Of the roughly 3,900 snake species on Earth, only around 200 are considered medically significant to humans. And even then, snakebite fatalities are rare, especially with access to modern medicine and In truth, snakes prefer to avoid humans. Most bites occur when people accidentally step on them or try to handle them. With education and awareness, most of these encounters can be prevented. But snakes are disappearing. Habitat loss, road mortality, and the illegal pet trade threaten snake populations across the globe. Some species, like the St. Lucia racer, are on the brink of extinction. Conservationists are working to protect these misunderstood animals through habitat preservation, legal protections, and public education. Research programs are tracking snake movements with GPS technology to better understand their ranges and needs. You can help too. Learning more about snakes, supporting wildlife organizations, and spreading awareness are small steps that make a big difference. Snakes aren't monsters. They're marvels of evil. Their behavior is a fascinating mix of instinct, adaptation, and even from the deserts to the rainforests, from urban gardens to mountain caves, snakes thrive in almost every environment on Earth. They've been here for over 100 million years, surviving mass extinctions, climate shifts, and the rise of humanity itself. Perhaps it's time we stop fearing them and started understanding them, because the more we learn about snakes, the more we realize they are not our enemies. They are essential parts of our world, and in their quiet, slithering way, they are beautiful. thank you for joining us on this journey into the secret lives of snakes. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with fellow wildlife lovers. Until next time, stay curious.